everybody, and thank you for joining today's session where I am going to be going over our Google Drive and Microsoft OneDrive connectors. I am Scott Messick, a lead solutions engineer with Fortra. I cover a few different brands, our file transfer solution suite, as well as our email security solution suite. Point being is that our content scanning engine for our file transfer solutions is an email security products. So I support both of those products. We're going to be going over today is GoAnywhere Cloud Connectors as a whole. We're going to specifically focus on Google Drive as well as the OneDrive Cloud Connectors themselves. And then I'm going to actually do a demonstration where I'll go over the integration for Google Drive and OneDrive, how to set up the Cloud Connector, and a little bit more about the resources, and I'll actually move files between both cloud file sharing providers. So basically, out of the box, GoAnywhere has Azure Blob and Data Lake storage support. You can store your content there. You don't need necessarily, you can retrieve or store content there. You don't necessarily need cloud connectors for that. You can also link S3 buckets. As far as the cloud connectors, which are add-on features, there's about 40 of them, and that list grows every day. Everything from business enablement tools to storage platforms, solutions like Salesforce, CRM, SharePoint, and then file sharing platforms as well. We have functions such as delete, create, export, list, move, rename, update, so on and so forth. I'll get into those details once I'll show you the actual cloud connectors and the functions within them. The S3 and Azure Blob can also be used to store for user homes to transfer files. You don't necessarily need cloud connectors, or if you have data movement tasks that you need to manipulate content in either of those platforms. And then you can also use your some of these connectors for and advanced workflows for database manipulation tasks connecting to remote systems and so on and so forth. I'm not going to focus too much on advanced workflows outside of the realm of how they pertain to these cloud connectors. Very high level, as you can see here, you start with the add-on where you can browse the marketplace. It's within the system area within GoAnywhere. I'll demonstrate that. If you click the help icon, you can actually see more about the marketplace. All of our cloud connectors are going to be listed within the system add-ons area. And as far as how you install and configure them, you first install the add-on, work with your salesperson to get the module license. You can evaluate it and or purchase it. Create a resource to connect to the cloud platform, and then configure your project. I'm going to walk through all these in today's session. In addition, I'm going to be going through how we can scan content for threats or DLP. This is important because in these cloud platforms, they might not be under your realm. You may not have access to the security controls that are placed on many of these cloud platforms, but they're your trading partners, so you have to transfer data back and forth between them. And so this is where we have an ICAP gateway that does threat protection as well as DLP controls. I'm going to loop that into the presentation as well. Extremely important when you're transferring files outside of your security realm, because you want to make sure that the files that are being downloaded into your environment comply with your security controls or standards. So now I'm going to show you the actual live demonstration of the product. As I mentioned, I'll start with, as you can see my GoAnywhere console, I'll start with the add-ons themselves under System Add-ons, and then you will see that I will have access to all of my marketplace items. These are the ones that I've actually installed. But if you click the Browse Marketplace item here, what you'll see is they're all listed here. So on any one of these, let's just say, for instance, we want to focus on the Google Drive because that's the one that we're going to start with. We'll just search for Google. Here is my Google Drive connector. If I just click on an update, this is actually updating the existing module that's on my system. If I just click the Google Drive icon right here to expand it, you'll see that I have things like the features that are available, release notes that are associated with it, and I could download these as well. So that's pretty much it. Right here is your getting started guide. That opens up a new tab, as you can see, and then I've got all my configuration in here. You can also work with our services team to help out with that as well. So that, at a very high level, is the cloud connectors, how to install them, where they're listed, what kind of support we have for them, and so on and so forth. So now what we're going to do is we're going to work with the OneDrive as well as the Google Drive Cloud Connectors. So first, I have my Google Drive that I'm using, my OneDrive platform. I've already set up the cloud connectors. I followed the getting started guide. So as you can see here, I have a Google Drive connector. Here's my security credentials to connect to this cloud platform. I'll go ahead and test it. The test should come back successful, as it does. I'm going to exit that, and then I've got my OneDrive resource as well. Here's all my security credentials. I'm going to go ahead and test that one as well. These have all been prepped, as I mentioned, in advance. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to work my way into my projects, and I'll start with my Google Drive, and I have an upload and download task. What I'll do is I'll do one of each. So I'll do an upload into Google Drive. So I'm going to go ahead and go into my project. I just create my workspace. This is a temporary working area for the project. I generate my file list, which happens to be in this Google Drive upload folder. It doesn't really matter where it is, anywhere GoAnywhere can get to. I print the list of my files. And then for each file, as you can see here, I'm going to run my ICAP scan. So that's looping in my content scanner. And I could see, as long as the files are clean, this would be like, for instance, a virus or a banned file. Shouldn't really have stuff like that on your internal network, but it's possible depending upon how the file got there. So as you can see, I'll just print the block file, but I'm not going to upload it. If I have a clean file, and these are just codes that the ICAP protocol uses, you could take that off with any of us offline. We can explain this in more detail. If the file's clean, I'll upload it. This is actually a modified file. This would be like if we strip out some sensitive information, and then I have the clean file, and that's uploaded as well. So the only time I don't upload the file is if it violates a policy, and then I just delete my files once I'm finished. So I'm going to move over into, there's my OneDrive. I'm going to move over into my Google Drive upload. And I have my set of files here that I actually placed them in the OneDrive upload by accident. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to copy these over to my Google Drive upload area. And just quickly, I'm going to open up this executable, and there is a DLP file and then a plain text file. I'm just going to show you how we work with these. This is from the DLP test website. There's a bunch of social security numbers, credit card numbers. I have a credit card redaction rule. Here's an executable. I'm going to go ahead and open this, and then I'm going to cancel that because I'm not actually going to do anything with it. It's just part of my Adobe platform, just showing you that is an executable. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to rename this executable to a text file. And now, just to show you the power, the tool doesn't really much matter what the name of the file is because we're after the file signature. So now here's my Google Drive upload. I'm going to go ahead and execute this task. It could be done by a schedule. It could be done if files are modified or files are placed in a share and then you're monitoring the share. So I'm going to go ahead and I ran that. Now I'm going to view my job log. And here's a number of files that came through. Here's it found one executable. As you can see, I'm piping all this out into my job log. Here's the 3 files that it found. There's the text file, but it actually found as an executable. And the other files were clean. There's the 204, and then there was another code, which would be 200, 200. That's the redaction. So now I'm going to demonstrate. So I'm going to come over to my Google Drive platform. Now, it did not upload the executable, as that's banned per my policy. I don't want executables to be uploaded into other people's platforms, and of course, unless they want it. So now I'm going to just open up this social security number credit card file. You can see here's my credit card rule that stripped out all the credit card numbers. You could just block that as well, like I did with the executable. That's kind of up to you. So now, as far as the OneDrive is concerned, I'm going to do something very similar. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to, that's the Google Drive. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make believe as if I have I'm downloading something from a trading partner that has, for instance, there's an executable here. And then I'm also going to loop in a plain text file. I won't necessarily do the redaction because you've already demonstrated that. But now this is slightly different because what I have here is I have a trading partner and I'm pulling files down from their environment. And so I have both of these files uploaded in my cloud platform. Done. Let me just quickly show you while I execute that. Actually, I'll just go ahead and run that now. I'm going to exit out of that. So now this would be a OneDrive download. I just did a Google Drive upload. Now here's a OneDrive download. So similarly, I'm connecting to the OneDrive platform. It's very similar, minus instead of uploads, I've got download tasks. I've got the list here because I need to list the files that are in OneDrive. I'm authenticating, slightly different than Google Drive, but that's just the nature of the Cloud Connector. And if a banned file is found, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to delete it. I don't have to delete it because it's not necessarily my content. I'm just showing you the power of the tool. I can leave that file there and just not download it. So as you can see, for the 200s and the 204, I am copying the file down to my local environment, my file share. But when it's a banned media type, the 200.403, again, that's the code. We can discuss that in more detail if you'd like to see what the codes mean. I'm deleting it, but normally I might not even do that. I might just leave the file as it is because it's not my file to begin with. I'm just downloading it to work with. So I'm going to go ahead and execute it. Now, here's my Google Drive. I actually uploaded. So my Google Drive upload, as you can see here, it's blank, empty. In other words, the Google Drive upload task finished, and then it wiped out everything that was in that share because that I'm done with that working directory. So now here is my my Microsoft OneDrive download. And as you can see, it only downloaded the text file. The executable is not here. That's just a plain text file. I didn't put any DLP content or anything like that in it. I'm going to go ahead and view the job log. And as you can see here, if I scroll down, here's the banned file. And I believe it's going to tell me why the file was banned as well somewhere in the log. Maybe I don't have that actual logic inside of the project, but I can certainly put that there. But it went ahead and it deleted it. So if I come, you'll see in OneDrive, now the executable is gone. And so that's pretty much it. Those are working in those two cloud connectors. I would like to thank you very much for taking the time to watch this presentation today. Please don't hesitate to reach out to your sales rep, myself, Scott Messick, or anyone else from the Fortune team if there's anything that we can help you out with. Thank you very much.